Welcome to the final part of my series on how to grow $0 into $1 million in under 10 years via real estate investing. I'm Cassandra. I'm a Georgia, North and South Carolina based realtor and investor, and I'm going to dive into ways to mitigate risk in this video. Before I get there, though, I do want to address how you can get to that $1 million mark and how many years it's going to take. So, in the previous video, we talked about by year 4, you're going to be leveraging the equity in the properties that you've acquired over the previous 3 years, which is somewhat around 3 properties. Around year 8, you should hit $1 million if you continue acquiring properties every single year. Let's talk about ways that you can guarantee your cash flow. So, one of the ways I love is through acquiring new construction properties. It's for a number of reasons why new construction is one of my favorites, but one of the biggest is deferred maintenance. You don't have to worry about some of the unusual maintenance costs that you have with properties because a lot of the systems are brand new. You've got a new roof, which is going to be replaced in 25 years. You've got brand new HVAC and water heaters, which take 15 years to need a replacement, and a lot of the other systems within the house, such as plumbing, etc. It's going to have some sort of warranty in place with the builder. So you really don't have to worry about maintenance too much. It's just going to be very light things. Another thing that I love is the market rents are typically going to demand some of the most rent because people like to live in new places. So you don't necessarily have to worry so much about people not liking the aesthetic of the property because it's dated, it's brand new. And then finally, if you're in a very stable market, builders tend to increase the cost of the homes after so many properties are sold, which can expedite the amount of equity you're getting. So instead of that market 6% rate, it may double or even triple year over year because the builder is increasing prices due to increased building costs, etc. So next, another thing that you can do to mitigate risk is look for subsidized housing opportunities. It's going to vary depending on the county you live in and the state you live in, but some could look like Section 8, adult assisted living facilities, other things such as transition houses. But these are going to get you guaranteed income. And I know some people talk negatively about Section 8, but I've personally dealt with Section 8 properties, and it's not always the case where people will destroy your property. And to be honest with you, you can get a regular market renter and they destroy your property and they're not paying rent. But at least you have guaranteed rent coming in with subsidized housing. Another thing that you could look at is short-term housing. Short-term housing could be for executives, it could be Airbnb, travel nurses. It could also be doing contracts with insurance agencies for people who have been displaced by things such as house fires or other natural disasters that might occur. That's another way to get into the short-term rental industry. And then finally, one of my personal favorites, which is student housing and doing by the room rentals to students, because a lot of markets don't have enough housing for students, especially major metropolitan areas and very, very small towns. That's basically a few ways that you can mitigate risk in ensuring that your cash flow is consistently coming in every month through subsidized housing or guaranteed income with partners like insurance agencies. Even VA housing gives certain housing for veterans. Thank you for tuning in and join me on my next series where we talk more about real estate.